Well, the weather is not getting any better. Not that that should really matter if you want to get out and enjoy your firearms, but on these days like this that we have, that things are nice and comfortable to be outside and enjoying the range. Whether you go to your own property or you go to a commercial range, then get out and enjoy it. Call in sick. What are they going to do? Fire you? Oh, well, that was 5. I guess I can't count. I did a little bit of testing with the Agilite multi-caliber placard, and I have to say I much prefer the Carcajou 8-pack. Maybe 8 mags is excessive. I like having a lot of ammo on me, especially them being 5-round mags in Canada. You can't carry anything more than that, so having 8 mags and not having to stop every third mag to go back and get more ammo is kind of nice. You know, you can do a jungle lane drill. I feel like most people will know what that is, but it's basically like you set up targets in a staggered formation in the woods, and then set up safely, obviously. You move down them and engage them in targets of opportunity, and like as they become available. So having 8 mags on you instead of 3 or 2, or like they do make this in a 6-pack, which I feel like would be really nice, but you know, I'm no slouch, and they're not fully loaded 30-round mags anyway, so I'm really not carrying a lot of ammo on me. It's only 40 rounds, so you're only really doing one cycle down the lane of engagements, maybe 2, before you got to stop and bomb back up anyway. So for that reason, it's nice to have a lot of mags on the front of you. Plus, if you're going to do like milsim stuff as well, you know, I'd rather have a lot of mags on me than fewer mags. I'm a decent shot. I'm not high speed, and you know, throwing in 8 mags and being able to put rounds down range like that is really nice. And like I said, if you're doing 1 or 2 iterations of a jungle lane, or even just like targets with a buddy, it's nice having 8 mags on you, and then you're not walking back to the ammo point every single time, and you can just kind of go again and keep in the rhythm. If you're stopping all the time, you know, everyone's checking their phones. Stop for a coffee break, you kind of get out of that rhythm, and then you know, anything that you were going to work on in the last shoot that you did might not be as fresh in your mind, whereas if you just can slap a new mag in and move through 2 of them. And plus, having 8 mags on, if you're going to do like stoppage or transitioning drills, you know, have your buddy bomb up your mags for you. Obviously in a safe manner. There's only one type of ammo on the table. They all go in the same mags. They're for your rifle. I feel like I shouldn't need to say that, but someone in the comments would be like, oh, don't let anyone else bomb up your mags. Would have your buddy put 1 round in a mag, 3 rounds in a mag, 5 rounds in a mag, 2 rounds in a mag, 4 rounds in a mag, and then hand them to you upside down. So you put them in, and then as you're moving through, you're up and engaging, you might get the first round off, click, oh crap, drop it, put in the next mag, keep engaging again. And it's going to teach you to, 1, have better shot placement, 2, not completely rely on your weapon system. To every mag you're throwing in is a fresh one, that everything is going right. You know, there's certainly lots of stories out there. Again, not mine. I've never, like, even when I was never fired my weapon in anger. I feel like that's the most PC way I can say that for YouTube. But if something happens and one of your mags gets hit, or it's just a malfunction, or, you know, like we had mags all the time that were bombed up for 6-7 months at a time. You know, we're supposed to be unbombing them and stuff like that, but You know, the battle bags that we kept in the trucks and stuff, you know, they had ammo cans full of bombed up mags. We were supposed to be going through them, but who knows if the gun truck team's actually doing what they're supposed to. Like, I was a driver for most of my tours, so the dismounts, it was their jobs to kind of go through the boxes and unbomb the mags and swap them out and rotate them, make sure everything was good. But you know, it's better to have the drills in place, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to be able to react effectively. You still want to be counting your ammunition, counting your shots, and making sure your shots go where you want them to be going. But at the same time, if you have that skill set and that muscle memory in place for when that stoppage occurs, that it's not a surprise, but you're not anticipating it either. You're just reacting properly to it, getting a new ammo source in and re-engaging, and very quickly able to diagnose what's going on with the weapon system, why the stoppage occurred, and of course, in a perfect world, the most common stoppage is going to be lack of ammunition. Your mag is run dry, you're switching to another magazine and moving on from there. And another thing is getting used to doing it in different positions. Reload from the prone, reload from the kneeling, reload from the standing, reload from walking. Probably not going to be reloading while running. Like, I guess if you're high speed, you're probably going to be, but for the average shooter, you know, probably IPSC guys can reload pretty quickly while running. But you don't really want to be just dumping mags on the ground. You've heard a lot of the guys from the like high speed guys from podcasts. They're like, they don't use dump pouches other than like for like mission essential kit, or like you really need to stuff something in there. But even them, their drills are so crisp, they're putting them back in. Don't get in the habit of doing the mag flick and the dump on the ground and crushing them. And like, it's your piece of kit. You may need to recover that and reuse it. And if you're just dumping mags all the time, and again, this is all fictional combat scenarios, but if you're just dumping mags all the time, even at a range setting, you're going to end up damaging them eventually. Like, yeah, like PMags have a lifespan, but you can create longevity in your equipment by not throwing it around all the time. Like, you're not going to smash your rifle into the ground all the time and just drop it on the ground. And like, I've seen a lot of meme videos lately about like how you treat your service weapon. It's like when you're in, you're just dropping it on the ground. I don't know, this is on soft dirt and I'm from 3 inches away, but the guys are like throwing them. And then like when you get out and you've got your personal weapon and you're treating it like it's fine china. And it is fairly accurate. Like, you don't become complacent with a service weapon, but the ability to have a armory behind you just giving you fixed weapons and stuff like that is not a good mindset to have. Like, but it's also a complacency from having a well supplied army. Like, I'm sure the guys in Ukraine don't have that luxury. They're, as much as like you see all these weapons that they're using that they're dirty and they're worn out, but I guarantee these guys are field stripping them, cleaning them every night. Whereas like that might not be the case in some modern armies. But us as like private firearm owners, we need to start doing that and really treating it as a tool, not as fine china, but as a tool that you maintain and care for, but you're still mindful of what you're doing with it as you're doing it. It's really fun to watch the like torture test videos and stuff. But if somebody else has already done it, do you really need to do it to your weapon system? You know that that's the extreme it can go to, but just because Johnny Bobby on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, if they allow it, and has submerged it in mud and all that kind of stuff, doesn't mean that you need to do it. You already have someone else's stress test. That shouldn't mean that you need to be careless with your weapon system. The longer that you treat a weapon poorly, the more prone it is to failures, stoppages, jams, catastrophic failures, which, you know, we all like to have good ear pro and eye pro on and, you know, got plates in, but there's still a lot of things around our faces and that can be affected when things explode. I feel like I've got lost in this rant, but run your weapon system like a tool, not like fine china. But if the limits are already out there for what that weapon system can take before failing, don't risk putting your weapon system to that fail rate all the time, because you might do something in the long term that degrades its efficiency over time. So there's somebody out there who's got given the rifle for free or sent it for testing that's gonna, put that video up and show you that, so you don't need to put it through. Back to the mags, same thing. Don't drop your mags on the ground. Don't smash them around. If you're gonna do drills like that, that's fine, but maybe designate 1 or 2 of your mags. Like, I'm not a big fan of putting numbers on mags. I don't really know where that came from. I see a lot of guys do it. I think it's more of a high-speed thing and an armory thing to track how many uses a mag has and if it's failed, how to get it out of circulation. Unless you've got 60 mags, I don't really see much of a point. But if you got one that it's going to be your drop mag, maybe mark that, because I think it's this one actually right here. The back plate is starting to slide forward on it, and I haven't even had this mag that long, and the other ones don't seem to be doing it in any way. So just something to look at, especially when you've got plastic mags. I love P mags. I love Magpul products. Almost everything on all my rifles are Magpul. But that being said, it doesn't mean you can just abuse the crap out of it. Steel mags are going to take more of a beating. I'll give you more updates as things go on. All right, thanks. Bye.